So in our previous video, I didn't tie this on here because it's like in my neck. In the previous video, we did body oil. So today we're going to do body butter. So body butter is very simple. Think about the body balm that we made, and then there's an extra step where we whip it up and make it fluffy. So you'll get to see that stage that you do that at because you have to let it cool. You can put it in the fridge or freezer. You can leave it out however you want to. I find leaving it out kind of makes it grainy. I tried leaving it out before, and I didn't like how it was after that. So either way, yeah, so there's a step between that body balm that you melt your butters and your oils, and then you whip it up right after. So you'll get to see us do that today. So let's make some whipped body butter. Okay, everyone. Today we are going to be making some body butter. Now, body butter is one of those things where everyone likes it. You can only make it certain times of the year, depend on how you make it and how you ship it. I make body butter all through the year, honestly, summer and winter. I do not change my formula because of how I have structured it. I don't need to change it. Yes, it can melt, but even when it melts, it's not like oily. Like I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't melt all the way down. You can see it start to get clear and transparent, but you can still be able to dip your finger into it. Usually when it melts and you are shipping in in summer, when the customer gets it, all they need to do is put it in the fridge and it will harden right back up. I know a lot of people might not want to do this, but if you enjoy the luxury of the whipped body butter, then as a customer, you should be okay with receiving it that way and putting it into the fridge. The next thing people do, they actually change the formula altogether, and they would create an emulsified body butter. That's another video I will show you, where it's like a very, very thick cream. As well as they just go straight to balms, which is like the same way as what I would have showed you earlier. You have your oils and you have your butters, you melt them down, you put it in your container, go ahead and ship. That can also melt. So for right now, in terms of your body butter as a customer, I would say just be a little, lenient when it comes to stuff like that. You want to whip body butter. Someone is not going to go ahead and get like those ice packs and send it to you. That's I don't want to say a waste, because now they're spending extra money on ice packs to ship you. And if you're just buying one item, that you got to think about the cost. As well as if it's super hot, those ice packs might melt nonetheless, and then you still end up with a liquefied body butter. So just be a little lenient with whoever you're buying from a small business. You can't always get it as a hard body butter. Next thing for your body butters, you can use multiple butters. Today I am going to be using multiple butters because that's how I make mine. Really and truly, you can just buy one butter and let it stay like that. One butter, I would say maybe a shea butter, because it is a mixture between hard and soft, as well as it does have its moisturizing properties. Now I add cocoa butter as well to give it an extra hardness. Mango butter is for extra softness. So I use all three butters. Today I'm just going to use sunflower oil only because I have so much, and usually if I have a lot of a product when I have to make videos like this, I just try to use that up. For my formula, I use grapeseed oil and apricot kernel seed oil. I will be changing that though to different oils, only because when you go through and you get into making your products, you will find out what other oils can actually work for you. But we'll see. Today we're making a 100-gram batch. I do have some other ingredients here, but I will share them with you after. So first I'll start with my shea butter. Like you can see here, They all are pale, and you're kind of like, which is which? This is cocoa butter. Cocoa butter has like a hardness to it. Mango butter will be soft and crumbly. And shea butter is like an in-between. It is soft, but it also has like that hard texture as well. So shea butter I will add first. And since we're making such a small batch, I'll just put it in this container. I'm just hoping that when I go to whip it, that is okay. Or it doesn't pop out of the bowl. Next, we're going to add our cocoa butter. So the shea butter and the cocoa butter are deodorized because I have quite a few. I have a lot of the deodorized because I use that mostly in my soaps, because with shea butter and cocoa butter, the scent is so distinct that if you use unrefined cocoa butter, you can smell that chocolate smell right away. And for the shea butter, you will be able to smell that nutty, nice, smooth, creamy smell right away as well. Mango butter, not so much. You don't really smell the mango butter. So I'll add that in. Maybe because it comes from the seed of the mango butter, but who knows. And then, as I said, we are just using sunflower oil today. So I will also add that in. You can use whatever skin loving oil that you want to use. And as I said, you don't even have to use all the butters I'm using today. You can just use shea butter or maybe mango butter. If you need your formula to be a little harder, then yeah, you can use the cocoa butter as well. Okay, so since all of this is in here, I will put this on a double boiler, and then we will go ahead and melt these down. When it is melted down, then I'll show you what we do next. So it has fully melted. So what we will do is cover this and put it in the refrigerator, or the freezer, I should say. Let it cool, and it should start to freeze up. You don't want it fully solidified. You don't want it like that. Otherwise, it will be harder for you to go ahead and whip this up. So we're just going to cover it with some press and seal and put it in the freezer for it to go ahead and harden up. And then we'll be back within maybe, I don't want to say an hour because it's such a little bit. It's not a large amount, but I'll monitor it. When it does, I'll let you know how much time it took for this amount. Okay, so we'll be back in a few. We have hardened our oils and butters. It's kind of crazy because you literally melt them and then put them in there. But what you can do also, if you don't want to melt them down and then do it like this, you can. That's why I say use shea butter, because shea butter, you can literally just beat it until it gets to a nice whip consistency. Then you can go ahead and add in your oils and continue to whip it, and then add your other ingredients like colorants, fragrances, and stuff like that. You can totally do that. But because I use these 3 different butters, it's best for me to melt it, because the cocoa butter is so hard, it's not going to really whip properly. So I'm just going to see. So you see how the middle is still really soft, around the edges is harder, but I can still bring it down like this. So I'm just going to scrape the sides. I'll whip it a little first, and then I'll add my other ingredients. So I'll just tell you what there are. So this is arrowroot powder. This is to get rid of some of the greasiness that you can get from the butters and oils. This helps to also give it a silky feel. Then you have your vitamin E, just for the rancidity of the oils. And I know this product does not have in water, but I always add a preservative as well, just because this is going to be there for a while. I don't know how the customer is going to be using it. Are they going to take it while they're showering? Because that is a good way to use it. But I have my preservative here. So I'll use this. This is just so this was my first immersion blender I ever had. I don't use the immersion part because this part of it kind of like is really, really slack. But I still like using this, which is good for whipping. Now, usually I would use like a standing mixer. So I hope that this doesn't like go all over the place. So we'll try first on low setting. Oh. Oop, there you go. See what I told you? But let's try. Okay, so before I add the other ingredients, I'll just scrape down the sides again. Okay. So this is the arrowroot powder. My vitamin E oil. And I don't have to worry about the flash point of these because this is cold right now. This is my preservative. And I know this is well below 50. I'll go ahead and just for video purposes, I'll just add a fragrance oil. You don't need to, since this is kind of like the season of fall winter. I'll just add, so this one is called Bonbon Shallot. So I'll just add 2 ml of this. And these have little measurements all here. All right, and so for this, I'm just gonna first, and this will happen, you'll see it start to harden up, and that is just, would that be considered chemistry? Yeah, because it is cool and it is still in a cool state, so it starts to harden up again. So let's see. You know what? I don't want to make a complete mess. I'll just use this from before. This is what it was covered in. This is why the stand mixer is good, because it has that panel to actually do that. And I'll just mix for a little bit first. See? Good thing I did that. Alright, so it's all whipped up. So typically for me, and again, I only made a small batch of this because of the video. I don't need to make any body butter right now. But this would typically be done in my stand mixer bowl. And then it has the shield, so none of this comes out. If you're going to be doing this, especially the whip, make sure it's in a deep bowl so that you don't have any of this like coming up around the sides or coming out of the container that you're mixing it in. It's all whipped up here, and now you have that nice fluffy consistency. I would say if you are making it, this one is better if you want it to be like extra fluffy. I know some people use just a standard whisk, but it's really good to use this one with it incorporates more air. So we're just going to place this in a pot today, and then I have that for myself as well. So you can pipe this as well. Since it's such a small amount, I won't bother piping it, but to pipe it, usually I would use, and you know what, I'll go ahead and show you. So I get my press and seal. Can make it all in one video. I place that here. I tend not to pipe a lot, and if I am going to pipe, I don't do like the design. I just use the piping bag really to help me get the body butter into the container so that I am not taking up a lot of space. So usually I place it in the middle and let all of it come up to the sides and come up straight to the top. Usually I find if I do the design that I'm going to show you now, when I first started, I didn't get a lot in the container, and I didn't like that. So some people, when they make it, they go based on volume, like how much they were able to get into the container, and some of them just go by, this is a 4-ounce container, is not based on volume. So I would take this, and at this stage as well, this is where you can either split your body butter and then mix it in different colors if you choose to. But you take your body butter like this and you place it. I'm just going to do it this way because it's not a lot. So piping to me was not that hard because I used to bake cakes before. So being able to transfer those skills into piping, it wasn't that bad. That's why I actually want to try piping on soap. That's probably one of the only things I haven't really done. So then I just take it like this. Meet the two sides together, fold it. I'll show you now with a disposable piping bag. And again, that's one of the reasons why I don't pipe a lot, because that's waste. So there's a disposable piping bag. You get your scissors, cut here. For me, I don't put a tip in here because, as I said, when I use the piping bag is to get more in here until I get one of the machines that I can actually just put the body butter in and then let it go into the container directly. This is how I do it. We'll choose a piping tip today. These are some that I have here. I'll use this one. So when you're going to do it, the piping tip goes inside first. I'll make the hole a little bigger. This is my wider one. I don't know where my other one is. So you want to put it far enough that the tip goes all the way around and you don't have any of the striations here. I'm going to just cut this down a little bit more. Then you place your bag inside like this. Now it's a little bit, but we'll turn the top like this. And you can already see that it's coming out here. I can show you what one looks like. So that's just how you would try to pipe inside. So when you're going down, you do like this and you... So it's looking like this already. It's only a little bit left, so I'm just going to do it like that. Now, another reason why I don't really pipe a lot as well is because your hand actually creates heat, and then it causes, I guess if you're piping quickly, but if you're trying to get as much in your container as possible, then yeah, it could melt while you're pushing this down. And then to finish this, you can either take your scissors take it out like that. You see some still left in there. And then you have your body butter. So I do have a little bit here. And that just absorbs into your skin. To use your body butter, I would say use it as soon as you come out the shower. That way you have your... it absorbs into the skin with the water. You can use it otherwise than that, but you get that dry feel after some time. So that's our body butter for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.